take every fight very seriously. Every fight could be your last fight, so you've got to train as if it is your last fight.
See how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better.
Yeah, training very hard. I've put everything into this fight.
It's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm
I've left no stone unturned, so I'm confident in myself because I know that I've put the hard work in. So now let's do the fun bit, which is to get in the ring and box. But obviously, I'm going to put it myself. I'm going to get the win. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah.
If you have got 2 ring walk tunes, you've just got to be good. A pre-ring walk tune for Jimmy Sains, milking the moment. He's a Brentwood boy, Andy. You can understand why. There are hundreds of people who've come here to see him tonight.
Absolutely, I love that. He kept us waiting plenty of time there, but it was terrific. And people talk about brands now and going global right from the start of their career. The first thing you should try and do, is it's a major achievement, is sell out your local arena. 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people, whatever it is. Because if you can do that, they're the ones who'll stay with you all the way through. He's got a great fan base here.
He sold 600 on his debut, and he's gone and done it again, Jimmy Sains. The 100% knockout artist, 4 out of 4 so far. The Brentwood boy, he was 13 years younger than his French opponent tonight, Remi Scholar, who's got the slight disadvantage of age as well as height, and 3 inches less in reach as well. The cards are stacked, as they say, but boxing is not a 100% respecter of the cards.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled 6 3-minute rounds in the super middleweight division. This bout is brought to you by Johnny Clark of Top Tier Boxing and the proud sponsors by Insulation, Synergy Direct, and Think Green Partners. This bout is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, your area representative, Des Reese, and the inspectors ringside, Alan Spelling, Paul Cupid, Terry Fleming, Anne-Marie Randall, and Gurjit Chana. Your timekeeper at the bell, Brett Bowles, and the third man in charge of the action in the ring, A-star referee, Mark Bates. So, the officials and fighters are ready. To all those viewing on the stomping ground, and to all in attendance here at the Brentwood Center, Essex, England, United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see some thunder! Introducing to you first, Fighting out of the red corner, he's wearing the white with yellow trim. His official weight of 11 stones and 6 pounds. He has a record of 15 fights, 4 wins, and one of those wins coming by way of knockout. Hailing from France, Remi Scholar! And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He's wearing the white and green. His official weight of 11 stones and 10 pounds. He is currently undefeated with 4 wins, and all 4 wins come in by way of knockout. Hailing from Haroldwood, London, England, United Kingdom, introducing Jimmy Sains!
It's a break. Take a step back immediately. Keep your punches up, obey my commands, and protect yourselves at all times. Good luck to you both. Touch gloves.
Well, I don't think we're the only ones looking forward to seeing Jimmy Sains in action tonight. 4 wins, 4 knockouts, got a fan-friendly style as well. I imagine any sparring between him and George Liddard would be pretty tasty as well in that gym if they let them at the leash or off the leash together, but likes to come forward, works behind a heavy jab. Looking forward to seeing him in the flesh, Andy.
He's been a rated fighter for a good while. I remember seeing him in the senior elites, quarter-finals and semi-finals a couple of years ago. He won both days and lost in the final, then lost in the final the year after as well, so it didn't quite happen for him, but people have been talking about him at Repton for a while, so when he turned pro with Matchroom and with Tony Sims, it was no big surprise.
Look at that jab. Up, down, up. It really is a thudding punch, and it's a weapon in its own right. It should be the building block, the starting point for any pro prospect you fancy, but he definitely works behind that, and it's a meaty weapon in his armory. There's a kind of hushed expectation, isn't there? Here, the crowd almost expect, they almost know, they're waiting for that explosive moment.
As you said, Scholar's record isn't the best, but he is a decent enough fighter. Big win against Jack Oliphant back in April. That wasn't really supposed to happen, and you can see that he's in good shape. Physically, when you look at Sains, he's got quite a big frame on him, hasn't he? And maybe a bit more to go on it, actually.
Yeah, you compare him to Liddard. Good few sort of inches taller and seemingly a bit longer, and different kind of physical specimens. He's just clipped there with a little right hand. They can be quite dangerous, those shots. Really affect the balance, but you seem to ride that moment. That jab could be really destructive. The jab is terrific. He's not quite worked the distance yet off that jab, but you fancy it's coming.
Exactly, he's doubled up on it more often than not, and then looked for that right hand, but there hasn't quite been enough room for it.
Good first round this from Sains. They're putting his punches together, slowly just working the distance behind that good strong jab.
I think the right hand did a bit of damage there.
Yeah, the crowd were onto it, same as Sains was. Excellent first round, all of it behind that really educated, powerful jab.
That right at the end of the round there just curled in around the back of the guard. Maybe caught him on the jaw or the ear, around about there.
Yeah, some quality stuff. Comes from a sporting family. His dad's been a cricketer for a long time with Hornchurch. He actually played West Ham youth with Rio Ferdinand once upon a time, and his younger brother Bobby, I think, is now just signed on with Ipswich Town as well. He's part of their academy, so he certainly runs deep through the genes in that family.
10 seconds.
And you can see plenty of boxing skill early on in this young man's career.
Seconds out.
When I saw him that weekend in the senior elites, it was the University of East London, and Jamie Redknapp came to watch him. I was wondering who he was there to watch, and then as soon as his fight finished, he left. So I figured it out.
He carries on the way he's going. He might have rock stars and footballers coming back again and again, but a long way to go. Got to build on that good start just in this fight tonight. And I think Scholars realised that he can't allow Sains the space and distance to do what he wants behind the jab, so he's trying as best he can to get forward and get his own shots off first.
He's trying to keep the pressure on Sains, Scholar, isn't he? You look at the way that he's trying to cover off the movement with his feet. He's not really the one who's looking to try and give any ground. He catches a 1-2 there, blocks it mainly with the gloves, but Sains is very willing to work here, of course, but Scholar's right in front of him all the time.
Yeah, just got to be careful with the hands down now and then when he throws those shots. And you see that when he threw the left hook, right hand dropped down. There's a couple of little minor things that he'll be able to look back on to work on. The way he works off that jab then, and then he delivers body shots off it as well. Really terrific stuff. And he's the right hand, nice right hand again. He's the kind of fighter you could just sit back and watch and forget you're supposed to be commentating.
Yeah, he is really, really easy to watch, isn't he? You look at the head movement off the back of the punches. That almost figure of 8 he manages to do, where he dips his knees and just sways one way, then sways the other. He's not really been hit clean by Scholar at any point, I wouldn't say. He's not really put a dent in Scholar either, other than maybe towards the end of that previous round, but this is all money in the bank. 6 rounds is a long time. Yeah,
I mean, if you keep jabbing like that, you're gonna be well on your way. These 3 jabs in a row, and the last of them really rocked the head of Scholar back, and you could see the frustration, but also the discomfort writ large across the face of Scholar. You keep jabbing heavy like that, you're going to break opponents down, no question about it. He did have to overcome a bit of adversity as an amateur, Andy, as well. He's boxing since he was 6, but he lost 5 fights in a row when he was around 14, and he just took a 6-month break. He just had to get away from it all, but it gave him just a little bit of breathing space. We're talking about a 14-year-old kid, but that breathing space to come back, and he just came back with renewed enthusiasm and motivation. Right, what do I need to do now to be better? And that's incredible when you think about that from a young man.
Well, that's a turning point, isn't it, really? Because a lot of people will drift away from the sport in those circumstances. A lot of people do. It gets on top of you. You're maybe not really enjoying it too much anymore. You take a break and you realise that actually you're enjoying your life a bit more without it, or you can miss it and badly want it back. And if it's the latter, then you know that it really is for you.
And here we are, just under a decade later in the pro ranks, working through his 5th professional fight. What can Scholar do about the persistent problems that he's presented with?
Not very much, I don't think, is the short answer, because there's nothing wrong with Scholar really when you look at the way that he's set up. And as we say, he's come in good condition. He's looking to try and get something done, but Sains is just better than him in every department, really. And so all he can do really is what he's doing.
Overhand, right hand again off the double jab from Sains. Oh, whipped in a lovely left hook to the body.
The pace is high here, isn't it? The punch output is high.
It's consistent as well. It's solid and consistent. There's another right hand to the body. He's worked that angle right from the very start. I just feel if you jab as heavy and consistently, as persistently as this guy does, you will get the breakthrough. And then it comes, just a little short step back, short right hand, loop to his corner, shakes his head. I don't think it's in any way can he get up. Nods to the corner, they threw in the towel, and between them, and then they came to the right decision.
That's impressive, because Scholar, he looked like he was soaking it up okay until he wasn't. And that will have been because he was hiding it well. But as you kept pointing out, and you were right to do so, that heavy jab was just knocking him back on his heels every single time he looked to try and do anything. And there's the physical impact of it, but also mentally, it's just demoralising. You can't really get anything off, and you know that all that awaits you is another 3.5 rounds of that, and you decide enough's enough.
There is a creeping, inescapable inevitability about that jab of his. It is one of the most impressive things I've seen from a prospect in quite some time. I was ringside in 2015, one of the most memorable experiences of my boxing life for Golovkin against Lemieux in Madison Square Garden. Lucky enough to be 6-7 feet away from the ring canvas that night, and I have never seen a more hurtful, thudding, powerful jab as Gennady Golovkin in his pomp showed that night against David Lemieux. Now, this kid's got a long way to go, and I'm not comparing in any way, but there is something painfully and powerfully impressive about the way he jabs, and you cannot escape that. If he continues working behind that jab, you cannot get away from it.
No, and it's the most basic weapon in boxing, isn't it? But one that's quite often neglected. There's just so much to be said for it, because you can pump it out, you can get some real weight on it, you can hurt people with it, it can be a weapon, not just a punch you use for lack of anything better to do. And if you throw it right, it will very often hit something. It won't always land clean, but you'll hit something, won't you? And it's invaluable, absolutely invaluable. And it's great to see somebody do it, because often, like I say, you see people neglect it.
Absolute fundamental starting point. That's so impressive. Only the second time Remi Scholar's been stopped, but never as emphatically and destructively as that. What a performance. Let's get confirmation of it now with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute and 49 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by knockout, Jimmy Sains!
Well, a good portion of these fans came tonight to see the local boy in his local arena, sold the joint out along with several others on the bill. And as you want to do when you're the bill topper, you want to shine. Andy, he shone.
He did, he really did. And as you said, it's the way he went about it. Sometimes you'll see somebody clean someone out with a single punch, or they'll come apart the opponent and they'll close in, put a combination together, and somebody will end up stretched out on their back, and of course that looks spectacular. But he was in with a really decent fighter there, who was set up, he was compact, you could tell that he came with some ambition and that he rated his chances of giving Sains a bit of a go. and he just broke him down. He just broke him, didn't he? He just broke him to the point where he just didn't want any more. He was on his knees right in front of us, looking at the corner, and he was just shaking his head, wasn't he? He was just thinking, no thanks, not for me.
Fair play. What a jab. What a jab. A thing of destructive beauty. Let's get a debrief now. Jimmy Sains, the local hero. He's with Ali.
Jimmy, 5 professional fights, 5 knockouts. You must have been expecting that one.
I wasn't really expecting it, no, to be honest. I thought after the first 2 rounds, I thought, oh, he's taken a few jabs. This could be a long night. But Tony was saying in the corner, make sure I take my time, keep working with a jab, and then after we was planning for the 4th, 5th and 6th to put the pressure on. But it come early before that, yeah.
It certainly did. And headlining your first show, how did that feel?
I mean, the support here I had tonight was amazing. Do you know what I mean? That definitely adds 15, 20% on the back of you. Do you know what I mean? When that crowd, when I first come out, the buzz was absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, I can't thank everyone enough for coming out. It means so much.
And people don't have to wait long to see you out again. I think you're out next week, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm out next Saturday as well. It's not ideal, but I'm professional. I'm always in the gym, so I'm looking forward. It's in Stratford as well, London. Hopefully I can have good support there as well.
Has to be final word to all the supporters in here. There was a lot of them. They raised the roof for you.
Yeah, I know. It's great support. I can't thank everyone enough. I don't know if I'll ever get the opportunity again to be headlining in Brentwood, but I'll definitely make the most of this one, yeah.
Fantastic performance. Well done.
Thank you.